All right, so we've got a few things to go over today. Some questions that you guys had asked, some updates on some things. The first thing is that all editors, I got an email yesterday night letting them know that FNS considers, or that the company really considers them not getting things to us by their deadlines to be a performance issue, and it will be dealt with as such. So the deadlines that we have are deadlines and have the word dead in them, and we really mean it this time. So as part of that, we've set up a way for the members of our corporate team who are going to be tracking that to get copies of the budget each night. What I need you guys to do as part of that effort is to start making notes on the budget about things that don't meet what was listed on the budget. So if content was due at noon and they don't get it until 2, next to deadlines, write linked at 2 p.m. If it was supposed to be 700 words and it came in at 1,200, which we all know happens, next to the word count, put what it actually came in as. These things are going to be considered imperative for them to get correct going forward. And if they don't, action is going to be taken. They've got a few weeks to sort of whip it into shape, and then after that it's going to be a performance issue for them. So we need to start tracking those pieces immediately. Continue to let the hub managers know in the moment when you are supposed to have content and do not have it, or if you have other issues with content, and we'll deal with it immediately so that it doesn't hurt us that night. And then our corporate team will follow up with it the next day to ensure that these are all being met. So, do you guys have any questions on that piece of things?
So do you want us to comment directly on the budget, or do like the comment thing off to the side of it?
Just comment directly on the budget. Yeah. So it says deadline noon, and right next to it, received at 2 p.m. or whatever it is. I would say let's make that text red or something like that, so it's a little easier for whoever in corporate is scrolling through there in the morning to see that part. But what are their questions?
Why can't they just go in and delete it? You know, be like, like what's going to stop them from just going
Right.
in?
That's why we're saying still be emailing, because then I'm just going to do some spot checks
Oh, okay.
and say,
can see
I know that was late, and see that
10:32.
disappeared, and now I'm going to look in the versioning and tell which one of you deleted it, and then I'm going to rat you out. So there'll still be accountability pieces. Yeah, obviously they could go in and do that, but I'll be watching. You guys know I have no life, so I can do it all day.
Do you want to know about like blank? I've been having a lot of stories that don't even have word counts, don't have ETAs, don't have anything.
Yep. Yeah, if it's missing that stuff, immediately let a hub manager know, and that hub manager will reach out to the site and say, looks like everything on C4 has no deadlines listed. They need deadlines immediately. You know, there's no word counts, we need those right now. And the hub manager will be communicating that stuff. But, yeah. Other questions? Okay. I made today a new queue in PageTrack that we're going to start using. It's the first queue on the list. It's called AA Content Ready, and I just put the A's there so that it would come first alphabetically. And what we're going to use that for is, right now you'll get a note from your manager in the design team room that's like, going to lunch, 5 pages in my queue that are ready, you know, that kind of stuff. We're going to start putting those pages that are ready to go in that queue instead. So if you are stuck, if you run out of pages, if you're waiting for content, whatever, then you can just go grab those so that you guys are in control of grabbing those extra pages that'll help you get your benchmarks and getting that stuff done. Most pages will still be assigned, but we're just going to have that there for stuff that comes in later and stuff. Questions about that?
When did that start?
It's already there, so the hub managers will start assigning stuff to it pretty much immediately. So you may be able to use it tonight. See if Cole puts anything in there for you. I've asked the hub managers to be reminding you guys right away that, you know, like before they go to lunch, or he just, you know, Park Rapids just dropped in all pages that have content ready are in there for you, that kind of stuff, so that to help you remember to be checking that. So, I had a couple of questions on the late pages, so I just wanted to clarify. The Design Hub managers will not be tracking you down about pages you have that are late. If you have a page that is late, you need to be filling out that form. If you do not fill out the form, then that page is probably just gonna be counted against you at the end of the month. So it's you guys' responsibility to be on top of notifying us if there's an issue that caused you to be late.
Is there a way, cause like Emma today reached out to me because one of my Park Rapids pages was late
Mhm.
because ads hadn't been approved.
Mhm.
But it's like I'd gotten the notification that it had been approved. And so it's like I didn't even know it was late until Emma reached out to me, like, is that gonna be, if I don't fill the form, cause I don't realize that it
Yep.
hasn't.
Yeah, so if you've sent a page that you know is unverified, you need to be keeping an eye on it to see when it was approved. Just because the hub managers really just can't keep on top of all of those things in all the different rooms, so we need you guys to be keeping an eye on that yourselves. And I know that's asking for extra work from you, but that's what we need right now until we can figure out a better system. It's on my list to talk to IT about if there's a way that it can somehow flag for you guys that you had a late page, so that you can know that it was late and fill out the form, so you have that reminder. But for now, I just need you guys keeping an eye on it. So, yeah, it was approved pending ads, so if you know that that's the case, because you guys can see in there that that page isn't verified. I did have a few questions this week actually about when a
Tim's good.
pages weren't approved by the layout center. I am gonna be, yeah, I know, that makes it difficult. I'm gonna talk to the layout center about having them fill out the form in that scenario. Certainly would behoove you guys to keep an eye on that as well, because that's not gonna be perfect. But, you know, when we go through the end of the month to see the report, I'm gonna look and say, every single page for Alexandria A section was late, what the heck happened there? And then I'll go, okay, I know what happened there, and then remove those all from the list so that they don't count against people. The same with, I was asked a question about like the form second run pages. Right now we don't have a way to note those, but when I go through the list of pages that missed deadline, I'm gonna know that you didn't just actually send a form paid at 11:40 when it was due at 10:15. So we'll adjust those. So,
What about form no label?
same thing, so I'll know that, yep. Yeah, so we'll just delete those off the list when we run the late pages list. So,
So we'll just need to keep an eye on like our email, like Slack notifications
Mhm.
on ones that might get unapproved or approved, or watching on the pending ads and
Right.
watch for that final one.
yep, yes.
What about those HTML ones? There's just, Emma said that they're like 6 o'clock is kind of the deadline, but, or is that like hard still?
We should be trying to keep that always, and if there's a reason that it needs to go after 6 o'clock, then that should be something that you can fill that out. Because FNS should always be getting us the content for that in time that we can have it done by 6 o'clock. So, and I know that sometimes news breaks and things change, so those need to be updated, and that's fine, but again, just letting us know what's going on. On the note about the unverified ads, there's been some confusion lately, so I just wanted to make sure that you guys all know, if a page is in your queue and it says the ads are not verified, you can still send that page to proofing. If you're done with it, move it on to the next phase, even with the ads not done, because the layout center can still get in there to add those themselves. So if you're done with the page, you just move it on to the next step and don't worry about the fact that it says it's unverified. The case where you do need to worry about whether it's verified or not is if there is a cat on the page, if there's one of those missing ad cats, or if an ad is coming up that it has a missing link, and in your queue it says that that page is verified, then you need to let a hub manager know so we can unverify it, so the layout center knows that something changed with an ad on that page, or that an ad is still missing. Occasionally pages just slip by the layout center when they're verifying things and they don't realize there's a cat on there. So if you guys see the cat and you see that the page is verified, that means there's a problem and you guys can flag that. Questions on either of those things or anything about the ad verification? All right. Because I know you guys love filling out forms, I'm gonna change how our correction form works. It's gonna be a Google form instead of that sheet that we have you fill out now. Just because I think that's gonna make it easier for you guys. You don't have to make a copy of it and then share the copy. You can just fill it out and move on with your life. And we are gonna start doing a better job of using that to track issues. And so you will probably be asked more often to fill out a correction form. And it's not because we're trying to come down on you or build a case for taking you out back or something. It's just because we're trying to really do a better job of tracking what's causing us to have these errors. Because it seems like we go through strings of like, we've had, I think, 4 pages this week where a line was just left in the middle of the page. And so if that happens, we're gonna have you fill out a correction form so we can figure out how we keep missing lines or whatever it is. It's just for us to figure out what's going on, how we help you guys, if there's a problem in our system. I know that that's asking a little more of you guys, but again, in the end, it's to make your lives easier and fix whatever problems we have in the system that are leading to these things. Questions on that? Okay. And then I guess, Jackie, did you have a speech or anything prepared?
Gosh, no.
Okay.
I do have an email draft that I'm gonna send out
Ooh,
today,
okay.
so we can all look forward to that
Okay.
tomorrow, I guess.
So, today, if you guys don't know, it is Jackie's last day. Try to keep it together. Don't cry in the meeting, you guys are on camera. So we certainly appreciate everything that Jackie has done for our team. She's been a phenomenal designer, and part of me is a little bit hoping that her new job doesn't work out so she comes back.
Start sabotaging
So-
shields.
Ooh.
I'll look
So
forward to it.
we wish you all the best, and if you decide that you just miss us, you've got my number. So
Yeah.
come back anytime. So that's what I had for today. Do you guys have any questions about anything I didn't mention? Give it a minute in case anybody's typing.
Brandon.
Oh, okay.
More of these students getting trained.
Technical details about the new version of InDesign. Not that I know about. And what I've looked at online and what I've talked to IT about, everything should work for our purposes the same as it does. There shouldn't be anything we can't do. There probably are new capabilities. So if you guys are bored and want to Google and find anything cool, let me know because we can sure let the rest of the team know. But for the general purposes of what we do, everything should be the same. The significant limitations of InDesign 2019 only apply to the layout center. So just be glad you're not on that team today.
Mindy brought up a good point. Stevens County,
Mhm.
like, is that gonna be like off our plates?
I think we're still figuring that out. I believe we have extended the offer to them of still providing them with our services. Because
Sorry.
you're being recorded, be professional. So as soon as I know whether or not that's
Okay.
staying with us, I will absolutely let you guys know.
Okay.
So for right now, I don't have an answer. Anything else? Oh, Emma says there's a window learn right in the new InDesign. So, okay. Well, everybody go back to your desks and learn then. All right, as usual, if you guys have follow-up questions you think of later, you know where to find me. Thank you all.